Hi guys, it's Ben from WhatCulture.com and also joined here today with Gareth.
Hello. How we doing?
Good, man. So we've just got back from Poland because we were over there thanks to the good guys at Square Enix and People Can Fly, because we got our first look at Outriders.
And it's pretty cool, we must say. As you can see now already, because it's popping up on the screen, we've seen a lovely little cutscene at the start of the actual part of the game we were allowed to play, which was...
Yeah, the glorious gameplay of mine as well, as you can see here with the femme throw I've got going on here. But this happens about... How would you say, like an hour or so after the actual intro that we got to play?
Yeah. So you kind of, you crash down and kind of have the scene set of where you are in this world. But now I don't know how much we can say.
Now we're on the planet and we are forward in time, shall we say?
Yes.
And we've just been kind of awoken after being taken somewhere. Mm-hmm. And this is just... It doesn't feel like a tutorial because you obviously get some gameplay beforehand, but it's just...
This is your first full, attacking people, actually getting shot at, really.
It's not, and you're kind of like working out what's going on. But if you see very quickly, especially me, I realised that I didn't really fancy taking cover here, especially when I got used to the powers sort of thing.
Not a fan.
Maybe on like a harder difficulty or when the world level goes up, you need to. But I'm just dual wielding pistols here, just going for them, just seeing what's happening, really.
That's a cool thing to mention straight away. So the better you kind of get on the game and the more kills you amass and the more, let's say, fearless you get on the game, the world level goes up, so the game actually becomes more difficult based on how well you're doing. So if you start getting absolutely battered, the game kind of goes, okay, let's have a minute. Yeah. Let's not go too crazy.
We can see you here sniping from a distance.
I was sniping, having a go.
There's me just running around, just hopelessly shooting at people in their faces.
You were setting them up and I was knocking them down.
Just shooting fish in the barrel here. But it just shows how many sort of ways to play this game there are, even just with the guns, before you even get into the whole minutiae of the powers and how they can really change up the combat and keep the game loop going. And as you see here, facing sort of bigger sort of tank enemies that are not quite the generals that we're going to show later on.
Yeah, these are still it's not a kind of one-hit done kind of cannon fodder to be going up against. They are quite... You need to use your skills, as you've seen here, your classes to really chip people away.
You're not going to evaporate people like you just saw earlier, where we're just mowing down people here.
I wasn't a fan of the assault rifles, I must say. As you've seen here, they're not really great at inflicting that much damage.
Yeah, especially early on. And then after this sequence, it was almost a good secondary intro into the game. And right here, it's lingering, what is actually all this about? There's kind of a good mystery here in Outriders, and I think throughout the course of the game and through the sections, as you see more characters pop up and more of the world and how its workings is revealed, it's going to go on. And if you look at some of these cutscenes, even for pre-release and an earlier build, it still looks really good.
The world itself is aesthetically super pleasing. Every kind of section of the world that you get to kind of walk around in the part of the game that we got to play was just stunning. And we said we drew we thought maybe they were drawing inspirations from the likes of Avatar, Alien, these worlds where people crash land and have to try and forge a new society and everything else, and it's beautiful. And then because we're humans, we mess everything up, because that's what we do. And
because we're humans, we can also have loads of customized options, here.
Customizable scars. I love that.
What scar do I want? What makeup do I want? And hairstyle? Am I sorted? Am I ready for battle?
The makeup bit was a struggle for me. It took me a while to kind of figure out what kind of eyeshadow I wanted.
And the thing is, a problem I have with this game probably does it a bit more. It's where you put a helmet on and you don't see your person anymore.
Yeah.
But it seems to be quite a lot from what we had an early game, a variety of things you can wear and sort of maybe have cool armor, but also still see your character within that. The sort of time you put into building it. It's not like some other titles where you choose a face and you never see it ever again.
Yeah, that's it. But it's quite nice as well. The developers were telling us as we go, as you can see here, all the weapons are quite just typical mechanical, kind of what human technology is. Not far from now kind of thing. But as the game goes along, as you're kind of experiencing this world, this anomalized world, your weapons start to become anomalized themselves and get a bit kind of shifted and changed as the game goes on.
I think that happens as well as you go through, as you upgrade through the skills, and you saw there the pyromancer, that's which I was playing as, you kind of get 3 key choices to use, and then the skill tree, which seems to be a bit a bit overwhelming at the start, but from the limited time we had with it, actually can't wait to get the Pyromancer and play through it. And here you see like the in-depth sort of characters and like the
they are.
backstory that they supplied us with.
You actually start caring very quickly about the characters. When
Yeah.
people say names like, oh, this person's here, you're like, oh my God, I can't wait to go and see them again.
Especially after the black goo comes out of nowhere.
Yes.
But as you can see, this is like one of the hub worlds here. And for me, this kind of felt more of a real lived-in world than what we were promised in, say, like games that came out earlier last year. But like, it just seems like more of a thought and care, and you can really see that like this feels like you'd get like a film from the 80s, you know, like this sci-fi like lived-in dirty world, something that people always complain about. And
sea bag, it's called an Earl Grey.
That's the Earl Grey maneuver here, just as you get like a nice little look around of the hub world.
But apparently this hub world is something that kind of moves as you move along with the game, is what we were told. So this little kind of traveling circus of people, as you kind of progress through the world, through Enoch, you'll find that this probably gets transported and probably gets adapted and edited as the game goes on, gets probably evolved as you're moving through it.
Now, we didn't show one of the side quests here because we didn't have too long to show. So this is the end of one of the side quests, and
reward.
You get some actually quite decent rewards, especially early on.
Yeah.
But it should also mention that like side quests aren't just throwaway things.
No,
they
not.
seem to be, they were paying off things that we saw earlier in cutscenes. So that's pretty weird, like for a weird way to do it, but actually interesting. Like makes the cutscene worthwhile.
Do it. It makes you go, oh, there's. Whereas some games you kind of just think, oh, I'll kind of get to that when I want to get to that. Whereas with this, you're like, I could actually reap some rewards and get decent weaponry and get some upgrades. That helps you with the actual kind of main quest, main story. Because you're better equipped, and who does not want that?
As you see here, after I was looking through those menus, that there are some dialogue options. I'm quite curious to see if they're going to have any like major impact in the story, or if it's going to be something that gets you through each sort of like encounter with people.
Yeah.
But we move on, and this is like one of the encounters soon after into like the sort of main first part of the game. And again, like I'm running around, pyroing, and you can see here you're sniping from a distance.
I love this because he sets them on fire, and it's like a nice little flare thing. And they're like, oh, there's another one I can pick off. And you'll find this, you kind of mix and match with your powers. Your powers complement each other really well. Whereas I think my person had an ability where they could fly in and hit somebody and fly back out. Yeah. And you'll see later on in the game that becomes very useful against an enemy.
Here you are flying around now.
This is it. You got to pick your shot. I think I was just teasing someone else.
Well, because if you see to the right there, I just blew someone up. But it's especially, we played through this with a third afterwards, but I found playing with two people was better because it's something about just you were moving around with each other, and there were less. I think they bring in more enemies with three people, and with a single player, it can be played solo. We should say this game can be, but for me, I feel this is best to play with a friend or someone that just kind of like not even knows what they're doing, just someone who you can sort of jive off and like have a little bit of a strategy.
And it is drop in, drop out. So we went off to do some interviews and everything else, and we came back, and the person we were playing with in a trio, we could just jump back into the game, which was pretty awesome.
And like, as you see here now, I had the shotgun earlier, and the shotgun just melts people. Like once later on, when you get like the shotgun, like better ones of that, just the auto shotgun, you just turn people into mush. But I think you're going to see here now that you're going to unleash one of your Devastator abilities, which is the one where you fly up into the air.
I really love the Devastator, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to play the Devastator. I only played as the Pyromancer and the Trickster.
And we've seen it just been promoted to World Level 3, so everything's just got a little bit more difficult.
Yes. But the... this is a bit that I wanted to show where we take on one of the... What we saw at a flame guys, but like one of the sort of mini generals.
Right.
As we pass here, there's some goodies, as you can see there. Like
restock points are quite frequent as well, so it's not one of those games where you'll go for a good hour and then suddenly have no ammo and then face the boss, and you're like, oh, I can't bother with this. got nothing ready.
But you just see casually, nonchalantly walking through, like expecting to have an easy time.
It's one of the masks as well.
And then a big guy out of nowhere. Now this encounter, I didn't realize. I thought you was actually behind me for like the whole time.
Right.
But a few spoilers, like in a moment, you see that you fly across, and you are taking out other enemies. And I had like no idea
where it was. You thought I was just picking them up with you.
Yeah, but you see like. With the Pyromancer, like I'm getting him on fire, I set him on fire, and I can freeze him, and you're behind sniping, and launching in with your punch abilities. And
This
it's
is where,
just-
when you were doing it, if you were to play this game on your own, I think you'd probably still be able to do it, but I just don't think it'd be as interesting, because when you're throwing multiple powers at
Yeah.
somebody, it's awesome just seeing
like this,
the
bam,
chaos.
you've just decided to go back here and take out 3 people that were just pummeling bullets into me. And as you see, I
You're like,
had
easy.
no idea what was going on. I'm just trying to stave off the big guy.
I completely missed that shot there. There's a lot going on. Okay, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, as you
I
say,
don't know, I'm smoking now.
whenever we're doing that sort of like weird force push, that is like the melee ability in
Yeah.
this game. But then, as you see here, you did your LB ability, which
There you
seems to
go,
be
that's
similar with the 3 classes, where you launch a wave of power underneath cover or through cover to take some enemies out.
And then my LB one was something, I think it was Fortitude, so it kind
Yeah.
of solidified you, it created like a rock armor, as you see in there, which is it's good as well. If you're getting absolutely battered, I think the idea behind that power is you fortify yourself, and then the people you hit gives you energy, gives you
Yeah.
health, so that's quite good as well.
And
I think
we're going to get to
investigate.
one of the generals now, which is interesting because when we
I was
were in the
upset by
interview,
this.
we thought this was a boss, by the way. We thought this was, okay, this is the first boss in the game. And what was you told by the developers?
He went, no, this is not a boss. But we got laughed at.
Yeah.
So I was trying to say, oh, can you tell us about the creatures and things like that? And they were very much like, no, you don't need to see about the creatures just yet. But I said, oh, so we've already fought a boss. He went, no, you fought a captain.
And it's
we were
weird.
like, what?
And this is weird because when we see this here, this is when the game starts to get a bit more biomechanical, a bit more
Yes.
organic. As you can see the metal
guy.
like within his rib cage. But very early on, I got mad Prometheus vibes from the look of it, and like people coming to claim planet and like
You
move
see that
away
more
from
at the
Earth.
start, don't you, as well?
Yeah.
At the start of the game, and the way it kind of sets you up in the prologue, it is that thing of, oh yeah, we've already lost one ship and we're on our way to this new world, set up a new civilization, and there's hope. There's lovely hope, and then once you kind of get to this point in the game, all that hope has died.
And you realise there's actually something different on Enoch. And the difference is here, big men with electric powers that... This again, I don't know how it would really work single player because we never got to this guy solo.
No.
But there's me reviving. I thought I'd just
I
point
die a
out
lot.
that. I thought I'd just show the revive mechanics there. I didn't show every time I revived you,
Yeah.
But-
We'll be here all week.
but
There we
like
go.
your powers here are actually key to
Yeah, but we
stopping.
realised that for a while.
Yeah.
There's no thing saying, "Oh, use this person to do this." You've got to figure that out as you
It's
go.
it's very organic in that way where you can't hear our mic chats when we're playing, but shouting at each other like, how is he doing this? Like his lightning power is everywhere. But again, like Pyromancer is good for getting some sort of like chip damage on him. But as we try to get through this second bar, it got harder and harder, and the difficulty spike came up. And
Set up a nice little thing there where you
yeah,
can restock.
he
set up a
puts
fence.
lightning fences on the ammo box, which was really sneaky.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's always doing that or if one of us are just there.
Didn't you find that this is the kind of game where evading tactics come in, like the super paramount to the gaming experience? You can't just kind of hide behind something, hide behind something, because the amount of times there's a power being used which constantly is moving, following you around the game. You've got to be quick on your feet.
It's kind of like they've meshed Bulletstorm and with the previous games Gear Judgment into one where it's not all about running a gun the whole time, but then it's also not about hiding behind the cover because you're
spots.
gonna be flanked. And
time.
especially this guy, like he launches lightning from the sky.
Just when you feel like you're in a good position.
Yeah, he will cause lightning traps everywhere, and then obviously the big like beams shooting across the map. But yeah, this is pretty early on, as you see here. Like your power in a second is going to be key to
I
breaking
ran out
this.
of ammo there.
Yeah, otherwise he's just going to keep re-healing and healing, and it was quite a pain.
Oh yeah, it was. But then that's what made me really interested in seeing the full thing, the full game itself, is the fact that we took so long trying to take out this guy, and then we were just pretty much laughed off of, oh yeah, this is just the captain. But I assume when it gets to the point where you're taking on the big baddies, that you're going to be a lot more equipped, you're going to be a lot more skilled in the game, and it'll just, I think it's such a rewarding experience when you actually do take out somebody like this, that we literally looked at each other like, oh wow, that was an experience.
It was certainly a strong first showing from what we hadn't really seen anything apart from a trailer until now, which is quite promising. And this is coming out this is slated to come out for holiday season on this gen, so PS4, Xbox One, and also PS5 and Xbox Series X. So we
get an awful lot of information on that, but the fact that it is coming out as probably one of the main titles on that is pretty cool.
So thanks for watching that, and we hope you enjoyed this 15-minute preview, and we will speak to you soon.
See you later, guys.